Time goes by so slowly. 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 Time goes by so slowly.
There is a game happening Saturday twilight, MCG, 4:35 p.m. and a missed opportunity as well. This should have been starting at 4:33 p.m. Collingwood v West Coast, Saturday twilight, MCG, round 11 action on top of the celebrations. Let the celebrations begin, hopefully. This is not a guaranteed win. Let's just get that through our thick skulls, all right? This is not a guaranteed win. West Coast coming off a decent win over GWS, a gettable win, and they got the Giants. So for West Coast, they're coming over to the MCG. This will absolutely be the biggest home and away crowd they've ever had. So history made across the board for everyone. Pendlebury breaking the VFL AFL record for most games played. And the West Coast Eagles will break their home and away crowd record for this game. The previous record was against us either 2019 or 2012, just under 63,000. Third time ever, home and away wise, this will be the third time ever that Collingwood v West Coast will attract 60,000 plus. I'm expecting at the very least 80, 82,000 for this one. It should get to up to 90,000. Dustin Martin's 300th for Richmond against Hawthorn 2 years ago. That was 90,000 plus. I expect a similar sort of crowd for this one. Mostly Collingwood fans. There'll be neutrals there celebrating history regardless. And hopefully it's a win, because if we lose this game, oh man, we are going to cop it from all 18 angles. The neutrals, the media, the whole world will be shining a bright light on Collingwood, and for all the wrong reasons. This game here against West Coast, people are seeing this as a guaranteed win, and they managed Pendlebury just so they can get him a guaranteed win and whatnot. I consider this more bad luck and bad timing regarding, getting to this point here against West Coast. My prediction at the start of the season was he would break the record against Geelong. I didn't predict Geelong coming out and saying, that they're happy to turn this into a Collingwood home game and whatnot. It would have looked cool on a Saturday, minus the result, but there was no way he was going to play in Sydney, the SP433. And the reason for that is obviously he deserves a home game to break the record, but look at Pendlebury, the milestones as well prior to this as well. Go back to game 250 against Hawthorn. That was in 2017. We lost that one. Qualifying final 2019, game 300. It was a win, but it was a Geelong home game. But still, it was not the main focal point. It was a qualifying final. That was the main talking point. He breaks the club record for Collingwood, most games played. However, that's done in 2020 in a COVID bubble in Brisbane on a random Monday night against Port Adelaide. And SP350 was at the Adelaide Oval 2022. So we got SP400, a win with Mitch McGovern missing after the siren. So Pendlebury more than deserving of a home crowd, a home game to break the VFL AFL record for most games played. And I've touched on this in my last two videos regarding Pendlebury breaking the record and some of the reactions recently. I haven't dwelled too much into it, and I think for good reason as well, just staying away from the negativity and whatnot. But it's all systems go, SP433, a couple of days away from breaking the record. And once that's done, we can all move on with our lives, and let's move on with our season. Hopefully, for Collingwood's sake, we're 5 wins, 5 losses, and a draw, and it's all systems go for the second half of the season. But just regarding this game, I'll get into the selection speculation and Collingwood's current injury list, because we could have up to 5 to 6 changes for this one, unbelievably. So Darcy Cameron is available alongside Scott Pendlebury for obvious reasons. And we've got Darcy, Moore, Lipinski, and also Tim Membry all being assessed for this game. So there's possibly 5 changes right there. Lockie Sullivan also in concussion protocols. He's assessed. He will be a test. However, I don't see Lockie Sullivan being called up for the West Coast game. Perryman, Cochrane likely to return either around King's birthday or just after the bye. I'm leaning towards after the bye just to be safe. And the news is Oscar Steen out for the season, which opens up two list spots for the mid-season draft. So selection speculation, obviously with Pendlebury, Darcy Cameron both returning at the very least. Moore, Lipinski, Membry possibly coming in. Sam Swadling knocking the door down for an AFL debut. What an occasion this would be. The biggest crowd who ever play in up until any grand finals. Selection speculation, there could be possibly up to 5 changes for this one. So just to watch this space. Team selections, final word video will be up tomorrow night. Just on the West Coast Eagles, they were very decent against the Giants. Their pressure was immense. They wanted it more, surprisingly. And I say surprisingly because they're a young, inexperienced side. They've had these chopping and changings, injury lists galore, COVID 2022. Last 5 years, last 5 seasons has been horrid for the West Coast Eagles. Their worst period in the club's history. They've had those occasional good performances and those upset wins here and there. But this occasion, 90,000 plus, you'd expect their biggest crowd in the last or the biggest crowd definitely since the 2018 grand final, that's for sure. With this, compare the pair, there's almost nothing that screams out for either team here. For us, we are still top 4 for points against, top 4 for disposals, third for rebound 50s. Nothing else that screams out for any metrics that's point of difference for us that's going to destroy West Coast. For West Coast, the only stats that stick out for me that they're not in the bottom 6-4 in the competition is their centre clearances, and that was on display against the Giants. Harley Reid, Tim Kelly, Elliot Yeo. It's a mixture of experience and also Harley Reid's the X factor, the game changer. Tackling and turnovers as well. The reason for turnovers is they rarely get the footy, and I can see it as well with West Coast. They're a team that likes to score quickly, as in get the ball, get it down forward straight away, and try and convert. So that's why they don't turn it over as much. And when they do turn it over, it's a quick transition, opposition goal, and whatnot, and the rest is history. But if their pressure's there, like last week, if their centre clearance work is there and they're able to convert straight away, then we've got our work cut out for us. But I just think with the MCG that I can't see West Coast applying similar amount of pressure compared to their win over the Giants. It's the sort of match where I'm expecting West Coast to be, I guess, laxed, I reckon. I think they're coming off a win. They needed a win, a due win. They've had some shockers last month and a bit. Maybe they're too relaxed for this sort of game. Not confident or arrogant, just they got the win. There's no pressure sort of thing. It's a free swing. But that's an opportunity for us to exploit West Coast in, and especially on the MCG. But just with the recent history, and this is another, I guess, opportunity for us, not just to celebrate Scott Pendlebury, but for us against West Coast to even the ledger against West Coast because we do trail the overall head-to-head. 30 wins, 31 losses, and a draw. We do lead the overall head-to-head against West Coast at the MCG, 12 wins, 4 losses. Obviously, a couple of losses in 2018. Bit of a fun fact, maybe not so much for West Coast fans, but since the start of 2021, West Coast are 5 wins, 41 losses in Saturday games. They're on a 9-game losing streak in Saturday games, 9 or 10 games. I have to double check that. Another fun fact, this one for Collingwood, a bit of a random one. AFL players in their 364th career game, 11 wins, 4 losses. I say that because Steelside Bottom's going to be the 16th VFL AFL player to play 364 AFL games or AFL VFL games. And just with that list, the players who have won games in their 364th game, Pendlebury, Boomer Harvey, Tuck, Burgoyne, Bartlett, Oak, Robert Harvey, Madden, Mundy, Dangerfield and Bernie Quinlan, players who have lost, Dustin Fletcher, Craig Bradley, Adam Goods, and Brad Johnson. Some recent history that goes our way clearly, so the odds are in our favour. We're the best team on paper here. We're expected to win, but against West Coast here, you just never know. The last time we played West Coast, we won by only 29 points, 13-10-88 to 8-11-59. We were head and shoulders on top, so the fact that West Coast were in it up until three-quarter time made me nervous, made me annoyed. So hopefully it's not the case. Hopefully it's similar to our win against West Coast 2024. Get out the block straight away, have a dominant lead at halftime, and then we can celebrate the second half of Pendlebury. But the funny thing about that game against West Coast in 2024, an 11-goal win, guys like Finn McRae, Reef McInnes, Lockie Sullivan, Joe Richards kicking his first goal, all these youngsters coming through. It almost looked like a new wave of Collingwood players coming through. Not to be. And here we are 2 years later. I'm still getting annoyed with kids being dropped and inconsistencies and stunting their progression and growth and development and whatnot. I just think, yes, we've got players expected to return, but you've also got to have an eye on the future. And against West Coast here, Pendlebury's 433rd game, 90,000 plus, you'd expect. MCG, give the youngsters a run. See if they're up to it. If they're not up to it, I mean, it's one game, but if they're not up to it in the next few games, then we'll know for sure. Then we can recalibrate after the bye. But next 3 games here against West Coast, the Dogs after that, and then Melbourne for King's birthday, then the bye. There's a real possibility we could win those 3 games. There's also a possibility we can lose those 3 games. We're sitting here approaching 28 days without a win. The dry spell is there. I'm getting annoyed. The key to victory for me, simple ones, this one compared to previous weeks. The first key to victory for me, respect the opposition. Yes, it's Pendlebury's 433rd game, history and greatness made, but there is a game to be played. West Coast coming up a win. And again, we just need to respect West Coast. Let's not treat it like last year and we were down or in the mix or in the fight for 3/4 time and we run away with it in the final quarter. No, let's just get out the block straight away, put on a professional display, celebrate it in style, but also form and win in style. The second key to victory, and I harped on this a little bit earlier, is control the midfield. West Coast with their centre clearances. Harley Reid, he's coming into his own, thankfully, as expected. Tim Kelly, Elliot Yeo, they'll provide experience in the midfield. Liam Baker at times. Willem Dersma, another youngster to look out for as well. We still don't have our midfield balance. Another factor as well is we can somehow break even in the midfield at times, and then the following week we go to shit. Let's not have that be the case here. So I'm on to our Collingwood midfielders here. It's not just Nick Dacos. Yes, Jordan De Goey is starting to put together some quality games. He's having fast starts and running out games. But we need guys like, again, Bo McCreary, hopefully Ed Allen playing more midfield minutes. Maybe Ned Long in the midfield. He's playing more up forward lately. Angus Anderson, someone in the midfield as well. Jack Crisp is being solid. And obviously guys like Pendlebury. Side bottom, hopefully he's playing more midfield this time around. We need to find the right midfield mix heading into the mid-season bye and try and get these wins on the board before the bye. The third key to victory, be switched on from the start and be switched on after half time. I'm onto this because we are starting to come out of the blocks after half time, very sluggish, very slow, and it's costing us games. It cost us against Adelaide, it cost us against Geelong, clearly. We could have been blown away against Hawthorn, and we should have been blown away against Sydney as well. And definitely against Freo, the start of the third quarter against Freo for gather round. So something to look out for. Even Carlton, we came out sluggish as well. So after half time, I'm onto that. All right. So get the lead at half time, but also push on after half time is what I'm trying to get at. But the final key to victory, let's do it for Pendlebury. Let's celebrate this game and perform in style. Hopefully it's a win, but obviously there's other factors to look out for. But let's just put on a good display in front of 90,000 plus, get back on the winners list, and then go from there. I should have read the fine print when I was buying SP 433 merch because I bought the footy record. It's released tomorrow. Because of that, I'm still waiting for my other items to be coming through in post. I don't expect my bobblehead, my fan badge, my t-shirt, I can't even remember the other shit I bought. I bought it, it was about $150 worth because they offered free shipping for it. So I'm waiting for this to all come through. I'm not expecting it to come through before game day starts. There's also the VFL being pushed back an hour to 11:05 a.m. We are taking on Werribee in Werribee. So if you are dedicated, you can go to Werribee, watch the VFL. Then either you hop on the train line from Werribee through to Richmond or drive from Werribee to the MCG. Well, you got plenty of time from 2 o'clock through to 4:35s. There's also the VFLW, the Pies VFLW actually winning their season opener against Box Hill. They take on Sandringham in Sandringham. So if you are a dedicated Collingwood fan, if you want to go to either Sandringham or Werribee prior to SP433, they both play at 11:05 a.m. Women in Sandringham, the men in Werribee. The men's VFL team, my goodness, we have to win to keep our season alive at this point. I expect the top 6. We're in the bottom 6, and expectations are starting to dwindle. Yes, we don't have many AFL listed players in the VFL in recent weeks due to injuries and call ups and whatnot, but no excuse. We've got a solid side. Let's bounce back. Try and get a win in the VFL as well. But I am waffling on. Leave your comments down below. Your thoughts on this game. SP433, other factors as well. Team selections, final word video will be up tomorrow. I'll upload a YouTube short on Scott Pendlebury's evolution on Friday. Post-game reaction Saturday. Then the review of this game will be up on Sunday. I am going out after this game, so bear with me regarding the review. Bit of a delay, but just bear with me, watch this space, yada, yada, yada. I'll leave you guys all to it. Hoping you guys have had a good week so far. Please be well, please be safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the team selections final word video. Up the pies.